Hi everyone, I'm coming on to do a card tutorial with you. Now, I've done this technique yesterday and I really liked how it came out. And it is using just one layer stamping and it's simple. It needs minimum supplies and anyone can do it. So this was the first sample I done. Okay, now you're probably looking at it and going, so what's the technique, Cam? Alright, and this this stamp set was the Delightful Daisy, or Daisy Delight, sorry. And I was just playing really when I came up with this, but I thought it was quite cute. Just as a wee thank you card really. But then I was thinking, right, we've tried that, it worked, and then I done this one. Now, I have said before, I was brought up RC, Roman Catholic. My mother and father are still devout Catholics. My youngest son goes to church every Sunday. He stays with my parents on a Saturday night and goes to church either a Saturday night or a Sunday morning with them. Because although I have issues with the faith, there is a lot of morals that I believe in, and I want my son to have. Zoom out a wee bit for you. So that's why he is being brought up in the faith. But that is the reason why I purchased this stamp set, because I still have a lot of family. I have a lot of friends. My mother and father have a lot of friends who have grandchildren or godchildren that they buy cards from me for religious events. And this one kind of covered it all. So we've got christening, baptism, blessing, confirmation and first communion. Now, my children were all baptised. They were all made their first communion. And the oldest has made his confirmation, the youngest one hasn't yet. But I really like the simplicity of it. The font sold me. See, if they had done a stamp set with just that, I would have bought it. If it was just the script, I would have bought it anyway. But these little embellishments worked wonders. And the smaller, if I just bring that up, is perfect as well. Of our daughter, of our son, please join us for the congratulations on your. Join us to celebrate the and congratulations. So it kind of ticked all my boxes. And that's where this card came in. Now, I used London Fog, which is a Memento ink. Now, I could have used Smoky Slate, but as I said, I was playing. I wasn't really aiming to have a card at the end of it. I was just having a go and seeing what happened. But I absolutely loved the simplicity of it. Absolutely blown away with it. And that's why I'm coming on with this technique. Now, I'm not going to use this stamp set again because I know there's a lot of you out there that aren't religious in the least. And that's absolutely fine with me. As I say, I have issues with the faith, but I think for me personally, my son's being brought up with some sort of hope of a heaven and some heavenly being up there. It gives them that wee bit of reassurance with people passing away. I can say they've gone to heaven and they believe in something. I mean, if you ask Jaden what heaven is to him, he would tell you it's basically a field with bunny rabbits running about and him running about the field with daisies, and he's just got this wee playground in the sky. And that to me is what religion does for him. But off the religious crap. Right, so the technique is to make your own frame. Okay, so that's what this is and what the other one was too, with this. Alright, that was my technique. So I have cut a template, and this is just using the back of DSP. Just cut that down. I am just using a biro because for some strange reason I can't find my black marker pen. It has grown legs and walked, which isn't really ideal, but we'll work with it. So the idea is you centralise your frame as best you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm just going to bring it over to me a bit. That looks alright. Okay. Then all you're doing is just, right, pen, behave. There we go. So do a wee line across the top, then come down the side. I'm just making sure that wee corner at the top meets. Across the bottom. And then up that side. And I'm being slow at the corners because with this one I had a little oopsie, hence my little gem up the top. But that's our little frame. Okay, now I have done this on watercolour paper because I want to be able to move my ink about. Right, so this is being on a bit of thicker card. I'm going to keep that, which is why I've wrote on it. So that's the measurement for my frame. You can alter it to whatever size frame works for you. You could have a small frame in the centre. You could have it literally just round the edge. You do your own thing. But this is the template that I'm going to be using. And the stamp set I'm going to use today is this one. And I think I'll go that way with it and put my image in the centre. I was thinking about just this image, but I've changed my mind. Right, so let's see if that fits on there. Yeah, it does. Right, so I am going to use, let me think. I'm going to use my basic black, I think. Yeah. With this being watercolour, it is textured. I don't know if the texture will actually, in fact I think I've went the wrong side, but it doesn't matter. But you'll see on like that side, it's textured. Okay, you can see it there. Just ever so slightly. This side is smoother, so it will work a bit better. Maybe not for the watercolour, but we'll see. So I'm just thinking it up well. Centres isn't looked up. Why is that centre not inking? Got to turn it round and try it. Because that centre part wasn't inking there. Still not inking very well. I'm going to stamp that off just to see if I can activate, because I think there might be a bit of residue on this, and I'm twisting it so it is a bit blurry. Right, let's try it again now. Yeah, better. Right, so I'm going to come in to the inside of my frame and stamp down. Okay, I'm just giving it a good press down and then up. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to clean that before it stains. Oh, where have I put you now? It's here. I actually have about 6 stamp sets sitting beside me. Give it a good clean over. That's better. Right. Now, colour wise. I'm going to put that away. I am going to use, let me see, Berry Burst, Powder Pink, Lemon and Lime Twist, which are 3 of the new in colours. And I think I'll use a wee bit of the Tranquil Tide just to darken up the lemon and lime. And I need to grab an aqua painter. La, la, la. Right, got my aqua painter. And these aren't Stampin' Up ones, these are just ones that I have purchased previously. So I am going to fill this up because it's empty. I haven't used it in a wee while. My water spray's here. So I'm just going to squish in some water. Put that on. Wind on my lid. There we are. Right. And then I'm going to use this as my palette. Okay. So I want Powder Pink on first. That's going to be my main colour. And then we'll accent it with the Berry Burst. So I'm going to use this. And I'm just coming on here and pressing it onto my block. Okay. Then I'll use a wee bit of the Berry Burst. And I'll put that on the other side. And what I usually do, whoops, not stick my finger in, I don't usually do that. Set it on white card so I can see it. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to get a scrap paper so I can see my water's coming through okay, which it is, and pick up a little bit of my powder pink. Okay, and I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. Come on, focus. That's better. Right, so I'm going to come from here. And I'm just kind of scribbling on each petal. I'm not being exact. Okay. Because when you're watercolouring, it shouldn't be exact anyway. It's meant to be quite loose and free. Okay. But I do one petal at a time so that I've got a continuity. Okay. Then I'm going to go in and do my buds. And my buds are going to be a little bit more intense colour-wise. Because they're a smaller area, so the colour will be more intense. I think. Yeah. So I'm just going to come in here, give it a wee scribble over. Right, so we've got that, and now I want to pick up a bit of the berry burst. But I'm going to liquid this down quite a bit because I don't want it as intense as it is. Okay, let me just, yep. So what I'm going to do is just come in and kind of spot round about the centre here. Pick up a little bit more colour. Like that. And then I'm coming in where there's shading, where the black lines are. I'm just going to put a wee bit of colour coming up from there. Okay, and there's not much, it's just to emphasise that there's tone there. And it should blend out anyway because it's watercolour paper. Should wick out and give it a wee bit of colour. I'm just going to add a wee bit of colour here and there at the ends of the flower as well. Right. So with the buds, I'm doing the exact same, just adding a bit of colour. At the tip and on the shading. So again, just a little bit of colour there, a little bit of colour at the tips. Like that. And that seems okay. So I'm going to just move that aside just now. I'm going to bring in my lemon lime twist. And I'm just going to use this small block. Stamp out a bit of colour there. Okay. Close that over. Take my Tranquil Tide, which has actually got more green in it than blue. Okay, and stamp that on the other side of my block. It's quite intense, so I don't have a lot of it. Right. And then we're just going to come in with our water again. I need to add a wee splash of water. There we are. And I'm just going to colour over my leaves. Trying not to make it bleed into my flower. If it does, it does, but I'm trying to keep it away from that. Turn it round. Add that in there again. Beautiful. I really do love how soft this can be as a watercolour. As a ink colour, I find it quite vibrant. Right, so we've done that. Next up, I want to add a wee tiny bit of Tranquil Tide to it to give me a deeper green to add to my stems. Okay, so I'm just going to take a tiny bit on the tip of my brush and mix it in like that. Okay, there we go. And just come up like that. Yep, that's looking good. And I'm just going to add a tiny wee bit here to some of the, in fact, you know what, I'm going to actually colour these leaves a wee bit more with that. Because I actually think it looks more green. Pick up another wee bit of colour. Like that. Add a wee bit up here. And just a wee bit in here. And that's going to be that part done. Okay. So that's our watercoloured rose. Okay. I'll just clean off my brush. And what I'm going to do in here is see some of these little stamen. You can see there's little buds on them. If it'll focus. Come on, focus. Right, you're doing my head in now. Yep, there. I'm going to colour them in with the berry bus quite deep because they should be a different colour to the rest of the flower. So I'm just going in, literally just spotting on. like that. And this just adds a tiny wee bit of realism to your flower. Okay. And I will show you this close up when I have done it. Going to add a wee bit there. Don't think that's actually part of the stamen, but it's getting added because it just looks odd. There we go. So there we have it. Okay. And I think you'll see that that is quite a nice colour. Okay. So, get the brush cleaned off and get the lid on it. And then we'll just pick a sentiment for it. So, let me see what sentiment I want. Dear friend, I think I like. Where's my box went to? Oh, there. That one. This seems to be my go-to block for some reason, and it's block C. Don't know why, I just seem to be going for that all the time. And what I'm going to do with this is I've got some more watercolour card here. Oops. I'm going to stamp it onto watercolour card because I want a wee wash of pink on the background first. Because I think that will merge it in better. So I am going to just pick up from this and just give it a bit of a wash. And we'll pick up some of that as well. Some of the lighter pink. I'm not really liking that. I think we're needing a wee bit lighter. Right, so I prefer that wee bit of pink there. This is just too intense. So I am just going to blot a bit of that off to make sure it's dry. Give it a wee blast with the heat gun, I think, before I stamp on it. Right, that's perfect. Right, and we will use the basic black again. And we are going with Dear Friend. Perfect. Wait a minute. Now I'm going to use the new punch that was in the new annual catalogue, and it's Label Me Pretty, I think. I can't remember the actual name of it, but it was from the Label Me Pretty kit, or the bundle even. And I'm just going to punch that there. Okay. And where do I want to put it? Going there. So I'm going to ink the edges of it. Get my sponge daubers. And these sponge daubers I got from eBay, and they were £16 something for 40 daubers and the unit that is stored in. You can see I'm just sponging over the edges of it. Okay. Perfect. Put that back in. And I know my tutorials are quite long, but I just like to make sure that I'm doing things that you can see everything that I'm doing. I don't like rushing through them and you missing anything. I'm not even keen on that, if I'm honest. I think it's too big. So, plan B. Let me see. I have got a wee box of sentiments made up. I just find them. So if I maybe use a small circle one. In fact, that's what I'll do. I will punch out a small circle with Dear Friend, I think. And we'll see if that works. Oops. That's better. So we'll just put that there. Oops, you never even saw that there. I just stamped out Dear Friend. Now I've got a selection of circle punches. We just need to find what one fits better. This is a 1.5. And that just fits round it. So 1.5. Pop that out. Then I want 1 3/4. If I can find that. It's like the house that Jack built in here. 2 inch too large. 1 3/4, the last one. Right, and I will do that with, let me see, will that work? Yeah, I've actually punched out that yucky bit that I saw, because it's going to be covered, most of it anyway, with this. Yep, like that. So I'm going to get some dimensionals. And this is the end of my dimensionals, the side parts that people tend to chop up and use because we don't waste anything. And I quite like that that looks watercoloured as well, that wee label. Oops, there's a wee snaggly bit there that I'm just going to trim off. Then we'll pop that up on dimensionals too. 1, I think we'll do 3 on that, since it's a bit bigger. 3. Take them off. 1, 2, 3. And that can go up there. Yep. Dear friend. And then we just put it on our card base, which I have pre-scored. Like that. So I'm just going to get some tear tape. And it is zoom out towards me a bit because you're missing half of this when we get off screen. So we just put some tear tape down. And because it's watercolour card and I heated it, there's a wee bit of warpage in it, but the tear tape will soon sort that. I'm going to put that across the centre just to help with the warpage. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are putting it on this way. Whoops. Up you come to the centre here. That looks good. I'll just press that down, press over the centre. And that's our little card made. Oops. Move that out the way would be good. And that's using our template frame. So I hope that's gave you a bit of inspiration. It's nice for your main figured frames. The other technique that I will come back on and show you is how to stamp on just the outside layer. Okay, so if you would want to add a wee bit of texture or some background onto your outside, but keep your area in the centre for just one main stamp. Perfect. So I will come back on and do that with you. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.